Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. I know the content was short yesterday, sorry. Probably won't be a full day today, but it'll be better than yesterday. Feeling a little bit better, and we had the family stuff yesterday, so that was cool. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll play a little bit of some more God of Weapons. I want to play a little bit more of that. We're going to take a look at some other games today, and in the news anyways. I'm interested in Witchfire, man. I think that that's a game worth taking a look at as we move forward a little bit and seeing how it's doing. I'm really interested in what user reviews are going to say. I don't think we're going to get user reviews until tomorrow, but we'll keep taking a look at it and see what people are saying. It does appear to be, it might be a pretty solid gameplay experience. So we'll take a look at that again today. We'll obviously do what we do for the news here, which we're about to jump into, and then we'll play a little bit of God of Weapons today, try to get some more runs going in that, and just have a chill Sunday before we get ready for tomorrow's stuff. Yeah, so hope you guys are doing well. Hope the weekend's been a banger so far. Let's go ahead and dive in here and start doing some video gaming news stuff. Let's go do it. PlayStation is making a $60 AAA game only $3 for a limited time. Let's see what that is. Yep, this is about to happen. We've been talking about this. Not really a whole lot of need to dive into it. Basically, if you did not know, CMA has basically removed their barriers for Microsoft to purchase Activision Blizzard. They are now satisfied with what Microsoft and Xbox are doing to kind of get rid of their concerns on the front of what cloud gaming's anti-competitive, I guess what the CMA thought was going to lead to an anti-competitive business stance, or what would result as anti-competitiveness on the front of cloud gaming within their region from this acquisition. And basically, Microsoft has come to a deal with Ubisoft for Ubi to take the cloud gaming streaming rights for the Activision Blizzard games for the next 15 years. CMA's happy. That is just the very surface level main point of what that is. There's a lot of other underlying kinds of details on that, but we've fleshed those out before. CMA's good. They've said they're good to go. This deal is going to take place this week sometime, I'm pretty sure. So as soon as it does, we'll dive in there and make sure everybody is well aware of exactly what is going down, all right? Phil Spencer vows there won't be Game Pass exclusives. Good. Console wars are a waste of everybody's time. Consoles are a waste of everybody's time. Hot take. I'm just kidding. Look, man, I'm just playing. Everybody have fun doing what you do. You know what I mean? Who am I to judge? Who is anybody to judge, really? Video games are about having fun. Enjoy what you do. Just be aware of what I think people need to understand about the pros and cons of whatever platform you're going to be on. I think the console side has a scummier side of it in modern gaming than, and very heavily. There are many more cons if you compare console gaming to PC gaming, in my opinion. I flesh those out quite often, but really what it comes down to are people enjoying what you do. But I talk about that stuff a lot because I do feel like console manufacturers do tend to get over on their consumers quite often because they do know they have consumers locked into a segment that consumers aren't often willing to work their way out of into another realm of gaming. So they take advantage of consumers, and I don't like seeing that. And console has gotten bad for a long time. It continues to look worse to me, and as somebody who's traditionally played across all platforms, I've really worked my way away from console in large part because of how gross it does feel to consumers, in my opinion, in my perception. So I don't know. Yeah, Phantom Liberty, dude, is looking really solid. We actually very refreshingly read an article yesterday that'll be up on the YouTube very shortly regarding CDPR coming out and copping up to the fact that they got away with a lot of issues on Witcher 3. They felt like they were going to get away with even more on Cyberpunk's release, and it bit them in the ass, basically. Which is what I've been calling CDPR out for a long time now. And I have to say, very refreshing to see a developer actually confess to that kind of situation, to those kinds of internal problems. I've had a problem with CDPR for a while because I had seen the problems that Witcher 3 had, and then to see them regress to the point of what Cyberpunk's release was, that's an issue for me. I'm never going to deny that CDPR has some of the best content out there, but they've also made a lot of people, yeah, Davey, yeah, no doubt, they've made a lot of people feel duped and scammed over the years with their bad performing releases, and especially with the Cyberpunk stuff. And so I've called them out for it for a long time now. And to see that article yesterday was actually gives me a little bit of hope for CDPR. It gives me a little bit of hope for CDPR. Thank God, because I do think they're one of the best developers out there for content. I really do. And I'm always hopeful that a developer can... They've been able to survive on that point. They've been able to survive on the fact that their content is so good. That's why they are still out there and doing well. Because not all developers can survive a disaster like Cyberpunk's release. And them surviving through that and copping up to their issues of exactly what I've been calling them out for a while, I think is a good sign. It gives me hope that they're learning some lessons, and the games that they're going to be coming out with moving forward will be better performing games and won't make consumers and gaming enthusiasts feel scammed. I hope. I still won't buy anything from them right now on release or pre-order or anything like that, because I don't think anybody should. But it gives me hope that they're going to be better moving forward, and that's what I'm always looking for. If a company can show me if they've done wrong in the past, they can show me they're doing better in the future, then they can get back in I think gamers' good graces and be somebody that can be relied on again. That trust can be built back up, and I think that this is a step in the right direction for CDPR. And the article we found yesterday, that'll be clipped out and gone over or put up onto the YouTube channel shortly, so it'll be up there. But Phantom Liberty, and I even called this out yesterday reading that article. Phantom Liberty appears to be very, very good, and I'm glad. For all those Cyberpunk players out there that were really excited for Phantom Liberty, it does appear to be very good, and I'm happy for that. We'll probably pull up some reviews for that. Let's do Witchfire too. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Davey, what's up, man? I can't tell if you're just trolling me because of contrasting to what I was just saying, or if that's how you really feel. I mean, that's fine if that's how you really feel. I'd love to have a little bit of give me some reasons on why you feel that way. You know what I mean? I'd like to have a discussion if that's really where you're at with it. That's funny, dude. What in that? Xbox sell discounts two popular AAA games by 90%, just like we've got for PlayStation this morning too. Yep. Counter-Strike 2 may release very, very soon. This is going to be... We've been seeing this for a long time, you know? It could release soon. It may release soon. It probably will release soon. But whenever it's going to release, we'll find out for sure. I mean, it's not really worth diving into this. We know it's going to come fairly soon. And as soon as we get a definitive date, we'll get it. We talked about this yesterday, so I'm not going to dive into that. Games leaving PS Plus. PS5 deal gives new owners a free game. Interesting. Let's go one more page here. Talked about that already. The thing that was weird to me about this article specifically was Embracer's talking about spending more on platform fees, like the amount of it pays to have its games on platforms such as like Epic or Steam and stuff like that, or PlayStation, or you know, Xbox, pays more to have its games on platforms than it does on development. Okay, so give us a breakdown of where you're putting all your money at then. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy for a company to go, oh, man, we're spending way more on platform fees than we even are on development. Okay, well, where are you putting all of your money at then? You know what I mean? Because look, I mean, even on Steam, the split's like 70-30. Sometimes less for certain businesses and developers and stuff. But if you're gonna say stuff like that, then I mean, at least back it up with a little bit of, you know, some information on how many games do you have in development, how much money are you putting into development of these games and stuff like that, rather than just a big vague overarching like, well, we spend more on platform fees than we do on development. I mean, to be fair, I mean, that doesn't really tell anybody anything. I mean, I talk a lot about, you know, the fact that I grew up gaming on all platforms. I've always gamed on all platforms, so I'm not one of those people that just, So like you're saying, you started gaming and grew up gaming starting with consoles. So you might have a kind of contrasting view. You might be a bit biased towards console just because you've always played on console. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people. I've played on consoles my entire life. I've played on PC my entire life. And so, you know, you want to throw out a comment like PC gaming is overrated after what I talked about a little bit earlier, that's fine. Everybody's welcome to their opinion and stuff, but it doesn't change the fact that the business side of things is a different ordeal. Like I said, I want everybody to have fun gaming on whatever platform you want to game on, but it doesn't change the fact of, you know, how these corporations take advantage of the gamers they have locked into their platforms. It just doesn't. It doesn't, which is why I talk about the scummy side of it. So, I mean, I wasn't talking about PC being the master race or whatever, you know what I mean? I literally, anytime I come across this conversation in my articles or my news segment or while I'm gaming or whatever, I always try to emphasize the point that I have gamed across all platforms and everything my entire life. But the reason I've moved away from console specifically, yo, Jerry, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Is because the industry side of console gaming has felt for a long time now like they're taking advantage of consumers, which I don't like. That's a gross thing to me. You know? To be fair, honestly, I think that the least scummy of all of them, and I say least, this is like, you broke your wrist yesterday? Jesus, dude, I've been there. That sucks. Like, how bad, dude? In a BMX crash? Jesus, dude, that sucks. I'm so sorry, dog. Like, is it like need surgery broken? Or are we talking like just, you need to just have like time? Still use a controller? Bro, that's all that matters. I think that's the thing, Davey, is like, people need to not get so... I mean, dude, I talk about this a lot. Like, Whether you want to talk about fraction and chips of the bone. Oh, bro, did you break the ulnar? Is it called the ulnar styloid? I think it's that little triangle piece off of the this part of your wrist, dude. That thing breaks all the time in people's wrists, dude. And it's I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do about. No clue. Oh, Jesus, dude. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Do you have to have like a cast or anything like that? Surgery crash or send the video, yo, bro. Put you can put it in the Discord if you want. Put it in the Discord. Yeah, you got a cast. God dang, dude. I've had a lot of casts on my arm, dog. I've had a lot of arm casts. This my dominant arm too. It sucks, bro. I hate it so much. I cut one of them off myself when I was a youngster with a hacksaw. It was summer. It was close to coming off anyways, but I wanted to go swimming and I cut that thing off with a hacksaw. It's like cut that bad boy off. That sucks, dude. I feel for you, brother. That's terrible, Jerry. Sucks, dude. That means you're gonna be out of BMXing for a while, probably too. Yeah, it's hard to ride with a cast. I mean, it can be done, but I don't know. Let me know, dude. Yeah, you can put it in the Discord if you don't want everybody to see it. You can just DM it to me or whatever. It depends on how big the video is, though. If the video is too big, dude, I might you might have to, I don't know, post it somewhere else so we can view it. My friend signed it with a white marker on a white cast. Bro, what? Why? What? That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I mean, back to this, though, David. Yo, Jerry, that sucks, dude. I'm really sorry. But, yeah, we'll figure it out. I want to see the video. That's gnarly, dude. That sucks. It probably a pretty bad crash, dude. So, we talk about it a lot. I mean, you know, I don't think there's any reason for people to be blind to or open to the idea of other manufacturers or other platforms or whatever being okay. Like, console gaming can be okay as a gaming system. PC gaming can be okay as a gaming system. AMD is just fine as a technology maker for GPUs and CPUs. So is Intel, but you get those wars, you know what I mean? AMD's the best, or Intel's the best, or you know what I mean? It goes on and on and on. You know, you get those people that want to, you know, they've chosen a side, and for some reason, they've got this idea in their head that their side is the right side. Dude, that's a lot of what's wrong with the world today, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's like people have this idea in their head that their way is the right way, whether it be about race or gender or you know, sexual preference or spirituality or religion or you know what I mean, whatever, dude, you know. And their way is the right way, their way is the best way, and everybody else's way is the wrong way. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, you know. Oh, it's on your TikTok. No, word. Yeah, I won't pull it up right now or anything, but yeah. Yo, Gabs, what's up? Cool, Jerry. Thanks, dude. Just because we're in the middle of doing the news stuff and everything, man. But maybe in between the news and the gaming stuff, dude, I'll grab it and we'll watch it or whatever. In the train going home, how was school? How's your weekend been, Gabs? Yeah, so like in between the video gaming news stuff and the playing games and stuff, Jerry, I'll pull it up. We'll watch it, dude. Yeah. Don't let me forget though. Here, I'll grab this and. God dang it, dude! I hate this crap. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. I'll just pin it there. I'll grab it here in a little bit. That's fine. It was all right. Word. Yeah, so I don't know, Davey. I mean, I think that's an issue all the way around. I mean, it's not just in like our world of gaming or whatever. But I'm always going to call out companies for doing scummy things. You know, there's a difference between you know, people wanting to just be blindly loyal behind a company or a platform or whatever for no reason at all besides the fact that they've been on that platform or the, you know, whatever for a long time, and taking a critical look at how they treat consumers and how good of a business they actually are, and actually breaking down whether or not people should be using that company or buying into that company. You know what I mean? There's a big difference besides that. And I try to make sure that people understand that that's what I try to do. I'm not going to call anybody out for, you know, playing games however they enjoy to play playing their games, but I will call out these businesses for doing the scummy things that I feel they do to consumers, all of us as gaming enthusiasts, right? Because for me, I don't care if you game on console, I don't care if you game on mobile, I don't care if you game on PC or whatever. We're all gamers, dude. Right? So I'm always trying to find us sales. I'm always trying to find us free content. You know, I'm always trying to educate people on the companies that I think are bad, and I'm trying to educate us on the companies that I think are good, right? So I think that's the thing that people have to understand is there's a lot of blind loyalty out there to certain platforms and businesses, and that's not fair. You know, that's definitely not something that I think people should be doing, but it's one of the reasons I try to educate. Random mote time, by the way. In the clip section, you can put it there, dude, or you can throw it on just in the main channel, whatever, and just like put a like title it or whatever and be like, yo, oh wait, just like tag me in it and be like, OA said I could dump this here, broke my wrist, check out the vid, or if you want to check out the vid or whatever. You know what I mean? Something like that, dude. But yeah, because you know, this is something we don't just like let people come in that we don't know and promote their own content and stuff like that. So if you're like throwing it in there linked through your TikTok or whatever, that's fine. But there'll be mods that might try to get rid of it if they don't know that I okayed it. So if you tag me in it, then they'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is probably all right then. They won't get rid of it without like conferring with me first or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, cool, Jerry. Nice, dude. Nice. Thanks, man. It was all right, Gabs. Yeah, dude. I was sick yesterday, man. I felt like crap. Had lunch with your cousin, little bro, and grandma on dad's side. Never had a relationship with them, so it was kind of weird. Spend the night at your aunt's. Oh, word. Kind of, yeah, I can imagine that'd be weird, yeah. That'd be odd. Uh-huh. Yeah. Was it good, though? Yo, my bitrate just tanked. That was weird. Okay. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me, dude. Star Wars Jedi 3 officially confirmed, dude, from Respawn? Yeah, I'm feeling better, yeah. So that's not like, so basically I've forgotten that we had some plans to do some family stuff yesterday, and I had just totally blanked that it was this Saturday. So Friday night I put out on like Discord and Twitter and stuff and was like, yo, I'm only doing the news tomorrow. But then, man, all night Friday night, dude, I was tossing and turning. My stomach was cramping so hard. My son was sick a few days ago. Then he got over it pretty quick. And then Friday night, dude, I started feeling like crap. And my stomach was a mess, dude. And then me and my daughter were both feeling not great yesterday. But I feel better today. So, yeah, I saw Payday 3 came out, Jerry. Yeah, we can pull it up and talk about it. We'll look at some more reviews. I was actually planning on playing that game, dude. Yeah. Until now I know more about it. And yeah, I'll probably be avoiding Payday 3, unfortunately. Yep. Here's kind of what I'm thinking, dude. This is a game where I think that if you didn't put very much time into Payday 2, if you're somebody getting into this series right now, then you might have an okay time with this game. But if you're somebody who played Payday 2 and you enjoyed Payday 2 and you were looking for an evolution over Payday 2 to Payday 3, you're not going to like this game, I don't think. Which is what I think most of this user review score stuff comes from. Why don't you like Zuckerberg? I just feel like he runs an evil corporation, dude. Oh, word, right on, Gabs. Only attending because my grandpa passed away. Very much. Oh, word. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait, are we talking about the same dude? Wait, it's not Mike Zuckerberg, is it? That's not his name, is it? It's not Mike, right? You're talking about the Zuck. You're talking about the Meta Lord, the Facebook Lizard King. Yeah, that scumbag. Well, that's who we're talking about, right? Is his name Mike? Is that his name? The Zuck? It is. Okay, yeah. So we're talking about the same guy. Yeah, no. I just, yeah. I think he's a scumbag, dude. I don't know. I can't remember, dude. That might be his name. It looks weird. Yeah. What's his name, dude? What's his name? I thought Mike sounded weird. Mark. It's Mark, dude. It's Mark. That's what it is. It's Mark. It's Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, I'm gonna start calling him Mike now. That's awesome, dude. His name's Mark, I think. I think his name's Mark. Bro, I can't ever remember his name anyways, Jerry, so don't even feel bad, dude. I can't ever remember his name anyways. Yeah, it's Mark. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the dude seems like an absolute scumbag. Yeah. And dude, I hate that company too. Like the whole Facebook Meta. That is, dude. If you look deep into that company and everything, that's a gross company, dude. Jerry, you're good, dude. I couldn't remember either, bro. Look, to be fair, I care so little about that fool that I can't even remember his name. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you want. You know, like, yeah, X, whatever, dude. You know, I'll always call it Twitter, dude. Yeah, get wrecked. I don't know, man. I'll always call it Twitter, dude. It's whatever. So dumb. Yeah, so Payday 3 is looking pretty terrible, honestly. I mean, this is the thing that's always a bit weird for me. You'll see critic reviews, and then you'll see a severely contrasting user review, you know? Yeah, you're good, Gabs. You're good. Yeah, the Zaker bark. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I just always call him the Zuck, dude. Payday 3. We're going to look at Witchfire. We're going to talk about Liberty City a little bit more. Let's see what else we can find in here. This is terrible, bro. This is terrible. Nobody should be buying Star Wars Jedi 3. All right? Nobody should be buying this game. This game was a hot piece of garbage on release. I think it's still broken, dude. Let's pull this up. Hold on. Respawn can get wrecked, dude. Jedi Survivor, bro. $70 they asked for this game. It's gotten up to it must be a little bit better than it was. It's still mixed, dude. When this game first launched, I was smart. I didn't trust EA. Then I bought it after patch 7, and now I still don't trust EA. Because you know what? You should never, ever, ever trust EA. The scummiest of the scumbags, dude. The scummiest of the scummy companies in the gaming industry, dude. But look, let's be fair here, dude. Let's be fair, okay? EA is the publisher. Respawn is the developer, all right? So, Respawn is the company that should be getting all of the flack and all of the criticism around how terrible this game performs, all right? Let's be very, very, very clear here. Here you go. So, this was posted on the 7th of September. All right. So this was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. I just do not get it. This should be a special game that I could easily recommend to anyone. Should be a must finish for any Star Wars lover like me. Should be a contender for Game of the Year, but it's not. Technical performance of this video game on a system that is above average is frankly shocking. After the recent patch 7, this game released on April 27th. Game released on April 27th. Almost 5 months ago. Almost 5 months ago this game released. And it was bad on all platforms. All platforms performed terribly. After the recent patch 7, 5th September drop, I decided to really give it another go since the performance could improve using DLSS. The performance did not improve. It stayed exactly the same while looking visually worse because of DLSS. Cannot recommend this game to anyone who has anything less than a 4090 GPU and a 12th gen or higher CPU. My 3080 gets me maybe 40 frames per second, but dips much longer than that if it doesn't crash before then. I can run any other UE4 game with no problems, and I know the developers really pushed this engine to a new level, but at the cost of making the game unplayable. This is the issue. What's the point? This game should have just been done the same way the first game was done. The first game released with some issues too, but they sorted it out really quick. Became a beloved game. One of the highest rated Star Wars games really ever from users. And then they come out with this and it's just a hot piece of garbage. Still waiting to play this game since the 28th of April, but I'm finally going to uninstall it because I have absolutely zero faith this game will ever run smoothly. I will at least say that this game is visually stunning, even if it runs like a slideshow. I wish I could play through the whole game myself, but I'm not about to spend $5K on a PC just for this video game. Do not buy this game. Just watch someone who has more money to spend than you do a full playthrough without any stuttering or crashes. Full months, game still unplayable. These are recent reviews I'm pulling up, guys. Reviews over the past month, right? This is terrible, man. This is terrible. This is just another example of scummy companies releasing a broken ass product with a big name like Star Wars on it and getting people to buy into it. And now what do? They green light the third installation because they made enough money off of a broken just dumpster fire that they're ready to make the third one. They're already greenlighting the third one when this one is still broken. What does that tell you about these companies, dude? They literally do not care. They do not care. There's no way they should even be worrying about getting the next game started until this one is fully fixed. That's so disgusting. Jesus Christ. That is so disheartening, dude. This industry. Thank God for the you know, like the Tangos out there and the Larians, because this industry is just polluted with disgusting AAA developers, man. Mortal Kombat 2 movie, dude. Carl Urban is being cast as Johnny Cage. He's just the perfect Kano, dude. I don't get it, man. I mean, Carl Urban's a great actor. He'll be a good Johnny Cage too, but bro, he literally, his natural accent is flipping Kano. Plus, he plays those kinds of characters so well. Yeah, you know the problem with that, I think, Davey, is I don't think anybody at EA is going to cop up to anything. I think that it would be a lot of like what you would see in like US politics. You know what I mean? you try to get anybody in any kind of like, you know, situation where they're going to be questioned about anything, and they'll just like deflect. You know, they'll just come up with some like default baseline. They'll be prepared for any kind of question, and they'll just deflect. They won't answer anything truthfully or whatever. You know, I think that's what EA is at this point. I would just basically assimilate them with like a big corrupt political entity. You know what I mean? I don't think even if you got them in a situation where you were able to like talk to a lot of their like, you know, uppers and stuff, any of them would cop up to anything, you know? That would be my assumption anyways. It's a terrible situation, dude. It really is. They have so many gamers on lock to only be able to play on, and you know, their games because of no competition and stuff. It's a really gross thing. God, I hate that company so much, dude. They're so bad. Whoa, dude. Destiny 2 bans cheater from playing all Bungie games. Sick. What is this? Oh. Man, I slept weird on my shoulder the other night too when I wasn't feeling good, dude. And it was jacked up all day yesterday, and it still feels jacked today, dude. Wait, Spider-Man 2 confirms controversial new feature. What is this? We'll see what this is about. Are people going to be losing their minds? Does Spider-Man get to pick pronouns? God dang, dude. Bro. People's losing their minds, dude. Oh, Jesus. I posted a VOD on the news segment, from the news segment. We talked about Nexus mods not allowing a Starfield mod. where somebody had made a mod that removed basically the game basically has people pick what pronouns you want to use or whatever. And there was a mod that was created to remove that from the game. And Nexus Mods removed access. They were like, we're not going to host this on our site because this isn't about inclusivity and stuff, which is what our platform's about. And we talked about it. I basically cut that out and put it up on YouTube. Bro, all kinds of people are like commenting on this video, like, just like, it's so wild, dude, how many people are just. And for me, it's like, RPGs are RPGs. It's about giving as many people as possible the option to be who they want, whatever. So just pick what suits you and move on or whatever, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But dude, it's a high thing of contention for a lot of people dressing those kinds of things. And that VOD on YouTube, people are going nuts, dude. There are all kinds of comments. People are like arguing about it, whether or not it should, Nexus Mod should have taken it down for what reason. I stand by Nexus Mods on it. I mean, if I'm about our community is about inclusivity, letting people be who they want to be. As long as they're not, harming other people or whatever, that's what it should be about. I think, live your best life. Don't worry about other people's, stuff. Just worry about your life. Don't worry about other people's life and their business, as long as they're not harming other people. As long as you're living your best life and you're trying to be a better person, let them live their best life. Let them, as long as they're trying to be a better person day in and day out. That's really what it should be about. Yeah. Love each other for who we are. Yeah, people are crazy, man. It's wild. People get real upset about differences, man. It's crazy. Wait, what? PlayStation confirmed God of War star Kratos. First name what? And fans are losing it. What? We'll see what that is, dude. Oh my god, dude, I cannot wait for Dragon's Dogma 2. Holy crap. Get one more page here. Think about adding anything else to to Grounded. I think they just had an update to Grounded, dude. Actually, I haven't really looked at it though. Hold on. Let me see. Garoonded, dude. Garoonded. I think they just updated this game. Jesus, dude. Where's the news at? The store page. That's what you were asking, right, Jerry? Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Website. Let's go take a look. Let's see something. Make sure we're good here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, September 21st, patch 1.2.6 ready for downloading. Patch 1.2.6 bug fixes and changes. I'll pull this up and we can take a look at it and see what they oh, this is it. That's all it was. Just fix a memory leak crash that could happen while the game was paused. Reduced memory usage on Xbox Series X and S to reduce out-of-memory crashes. Clients will no longer randomly have a very dark exterior or a very bright interior after respawning. That was it. That was all this September update was, man. So I don't know that they've really got any plans. Look, Obsidian is pretty... Let's see, what was the one before that? July? Was there anything big from July? Just major fixes and bug fixes too. Yeah. So I don't know that I haven't heard them at least have anything planned big else for Grounded right now. They've got other big stuff on the horizon. Obsidian does. You know, they're very heavily involved in development of Avowed right now, and you know they've got some other stuff in the works too. So I think Grounded is probably at a pretty solid point for them outside of just trying to make sure it stays stable and getting a few bug fixes here and there. I don't know that they're really all that adamant about pushing new content for Grounded at the moment. Doesn't mean there won't be some more stuff come later on, maybe, but I think right now most of their resources are being pushed towards bigger projects right now for like release, you know. That's at least my kind of interpretation of what I've seen out of Obsidian here recently, anyways. We could be surprised, but I don't really see much more coming from them for that game right now. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. If you didn't know, Sea of Thieves is actually getting like a solo, kind of like single player mode. It's like private sessions and stuff. It's solo, really, is what it is. Or private sessions where you can just go into a world set up for just you and your friends. You don't have to endure any kind of PvP action, which is going to be good. That game has always been set up to have a multiplayer world. Right? Anytime you got into it. I don't know that it's offline, but it's private sessions is what it is. I shouldn't have said offline, I guess. Private sessions. So you can set it up to where you don't have to deal with any of the PvP stuff. So you can set up a private session, a private world, and you can actually just go in there and you can play solo, or you can set it up to where you and just your friends can play together. I think it's going to be a great thing. We talked about it yesterday. It's going to be a great thing for especially new players trying to get in and get a feel for the game and get comfortable with what the game has to offer before maybe deciding to finally go in and really get in the mix of what the traditional game has offered as far as all that PvP stuff is, you know. Yo, Michaela, what's up, friendo? So, yeah, Jerry. Depending on where you're at, right? Yeah, it's definitely morning for me, so I'll take it, Michaela. Yeah. But yeah, that's a cool thing I think they're doing. I think that's great. All right, let's just dive into these. I'll kill the music now. Let's see what we got here. So, PlayStation confirmed God of War star Kratos' first name, and fans are losing it. In an unlikely turn of events, PlayStation has confirmed the first name of God of War's Spartan warrior Kratos. Safe to say it's not what any of us expected. The big reveal comes after an unearthed tweet from May of 2022 posted by Keza McDonald was found to be reposted by the official PlayStation UK account. In the post, McDonald expresses her frustration after being sent emails from, quote, marketing people who clearly know nothing about video games. She includes a snippet of an email sent to her which reveals God of War follows the story of John Kratos as he delves into a fantasy world of dragons and monsters, all for the sake of his son. Oh no. Adding that she was absolutely losing it at John Kratos. McDonald's tweet was noticed by PlayStation and the account reposting it saying John Kratos is in my head canon now. And the World Serpent is Colin. Hope that's okay. Before tagging the game's developer Sony Santa Monica Studio. With the PlayStation account being UK based, we can assume naming the Caterpillar-esque World Serpent Colin was no coincidence, but rather a nod to Britain's favorite Colin the Caterpillar cake. However, the creature possibly named after a cake isn't the most hilarious thing here, but rather the hulking figure of Kratos simply named John. As PlayStation adopts this as a headcanon, which refers to a fan-created theory, we can assume that this name isn't based on lore. However, with developers seemingly not correcting the theory, we can go ahead with John. Yeah. John Kratos, bro. The Rock is not playing Kratos in God of War series. Thank God, dude. I did not want to see The Rock play Kratos, dude. Honestly, I think we've talked about this. Who's the dude that plays Drax? I can't think of his name right now. Guy that plays Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. God dang it, dude. Why can't I think of his name? Help me out. There you go. Yeah, that's a chonker boy boat right there, baby. Yo, that's making me hungry, actually, Jerry. Life goals, dude. Chunky boy. Yeah, Dave Bautista. Yo, thanks, Davey. I think Dave Bautista would be a great candidate to play Kratos, dude. I think Dave Bautista has a wider range of acting skills than The Rock does too. I'm not like I'm not like trying to throw shade at The Rock or anything. I've just seen Dave Bautista play a more wide range of emotional characters, emotionally deep characters than anything I've really seen The Rock do. The Rock seems to play the same kinds of characters over and over and over and over and over to me. That's just what I tend to get out of The Rock, Yeah, that's Dave's thinking. That's what I was thinking too, Dave. I was like, oh, that's appropriate, bro. Yeah. And Dave Bautista's a big dude too. You know what I mean? And I think he's got the physique. And I think that Dave Bautista would honestly be a better candidate for playing Kratos, in my opinion. That's just me, though. That's just me. I'm not. It's not that I'm not a fan of The Rock. I think The Rock's fine, but I think Dave Bautista would be a better fit, just personally. Oh my God. I've already been ranting about this morning. I'm sorry. It's gonna happen again. Just prepare, guys. I'm sorry. You know how I am about this crap. I'm sorry. Let me just apologize up front for the fact that I'm gonna end up losing it here again at this. But oh, Jesus Christ. Star Wars Jedi 3 officially confirmed. God. So The Rock's in too many movies. I kind of agree, Jerry. Yeah, it feels very, very like polluted and saturated. Vin Diesel, I don't think is big enough, dude. I don't think Vin Diesel's big enough to play Kratos. Personally. How big is Vin Diesel? Now, look, to be fair, you can do a lot of tricks with they're really good at doing like tricks with the cameras and stuff to make people look bigger or smaller or whatever. So it could work. Who knows? Arnold, you can get Arnold in there. Get Arnold in there to play the dad. You know what I mean? Get Arnold in there to play Kratos' dad. That could work. So here's the deal, dude. They've already greenlit, apparently, Respawn and EA have greenlit Star Wars Jedi 3. And this makes me want to throw up. Jedi Survivor has been out for 5 months now and it's still broken. It just had its like 6th or 7th patch on the at the end of the first week of this month in September, and it's still broken. This game was broken across all platforms. We just looked it up on PC again. It's still broken, and instead of waiting to greenlight a game like this, Respawn and EA are already moving forward. They're already moving on. That shows me, and it should show everybody else, that you should not be investing in Respawn and EA games moving forward. They don't give a crap. They don't care about releasing broken-ass products and making consumers pay for them. They're going to lean on a name like Star Wars because they know that people will buy it. Right? They don't care what kind of state it's in when they release it. They're going to release it anyways. And then they don't even care about whether or not it gets even fixed. They're going to move on and greenlight the next one and go ahead and start working on that before the previous one's even fixed to the state it should have been in on release anyways. This is disgusting. We've known EA is terrible for a long time. Respawn can now get wrecked as well. You know, this is gross. This is the kind of stuff that us as gamers have to start understanding and remembering about these certain developers and publishers and quit supporting these terrible companies because they will not stop doing this crap to us. There's nobody else out there that's going to protect us from this. In this industry, it's up to us. Nobody else is going to do it. So you can waste your money on these terrible crap in corporations and businesses that do this kind of scummy crap to us. Or you can pay attention, quit supporting them, let them die off, and support the good companies, which is what I recommend. So I'll read this, and then I'm going to bring up the Steam page for Jedi Survivor and just show you guys what the state that this game is still in after 5 months of being released. Following 2019 Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and its 2023 sequel Star Wars Jedi Survivor, a new and third game in the series is officially in the works. Again, before Jedi Survivor is even fixed. The news doesn't come the way of developer Respawn Entertainment or publisher EA, but Cameron Monaghan, the actor behind Cal Kestis, the protagonist of the series. Unfortunately, this is the extent Monaghan had to say about the next installment in the series, which was always inevitable considering the success of the first two games. How is the second game a success? This is what is crazy to me. This game was terrible across all platforms. Terrible. And it is considered a success because so many people bought it because it has the name Star Wars on it. And because, let's be fair, they did a pretty solid job with Fallen Order. It was not great on release, but they turned it into a pretty decent game. And for many people, it's one of the better Star Wars games that's ever been made. And they baited a ton of people into buying Star Wars Jedi Survivor off of that fact, which has made a broken dumpster fire of a game in Star Wars Jedi Survivor considered a success. That's terrible. It's worth noting that if development of a third game began this year, when we have a good idea when it could release, 4 years separated the release between Fallen Order and Survivor. If this development timeline repeats and there's no reason to expect anything different, this third game will release in 2027. If this happens, it should be a PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S game. At this point, the PS4 and Xbox One will be a distant memory. Meanwhile, the PS6, if that's what it will be called, which probably so, and the next Xbox are not expected to release until 2028. Now, what we're knowing about the next Xbox as well is that these are probably going to be thin clients for the next Xbox. I still think Xbox should probably move over and do some kind of handheld closer to like what we see with like the Steam Deck and the Switch. I think it fits their portfolio very well and their services very well. But we do know that they're getting very heavily. We've had released documents here lately. They are looking at thin clients to where most of their content is going to be streamed. You're going to be using hardware assets streamed from them and stuff like that. At least that's the plan. A lot can change over 5 years. We'll see how that goes moving forward for Xbox. So while there's a good chance this game will eventually be on those platforms, if it releases in 2027, it won't be right away. At the moment of publishing, neither EA nor Respawn have commented on this news. If this changes, we'll be sure to update the story accordingly. Normally, we'd suggest take this with a grain of salt as it's not been revealed in an official capacity. The start of the series is a pretty good source. This is terrible, dude. Yo, comic book, get wrecked, dude. Speaking of Cameron, he's a big part of why both the series is so good. In fact, his performance in Star Wars Jedi Survivor is one of the best performances of this year. As for the game itself, it's also great. If you can play it, I'm sure the content's pretty solid. The performance is absolute balls. Sorry, but I'm going to have to say that it feels like comic book probably has some kind of, getting their palms greased here by EA or Respawn or both or whatever to not say anything about performance issues because, look, this game had performance issues across all platforms. And I hate to see a highly visible outlet talk about a game like this and not, at least in some capacity, bring up the fact that there were always issues with this game on release and still are. That's a terrible thing. That is not doing anything to help us as gaming enthusiasts or this industry at all. So comic book can get wrecked on that front too. Now let's bring up Jedi Survivor real quick. I'll at least be able to show you on PC. So all time, this game is at a 63%. And recent reviews, it's at a 64%. And look, guys, this is not because of content, right? This is because of performance, right? Looking at recent reviews, right? Recent reviews. This is over the past 30 days of almost 1,500 reviews. They're mixed at about just over 60% positive. And many of what they talk about is performance, is just trash. You can come in here and take a look. This right here. I'll read this for you. I read it before. I'll read it again. I just do not get it. This should be a special game that I could easily recommend to anyone. This should be a must finish for any Star Wars lover like me. This should be a contender for Game of the Year, but it's not. The technical performance of this video game on a system that is above average is frankly shocking. After the recent patch 7, 5th September dropped, I decided to really give it another go since the performance could improve using DLSS. The performance did not improve. It stayed exactly the same while looking visually worse because of DLSS. I cannot recommend this game to anyone who has anything less than an RTX 4090 GPU or a 12th gen or higher CPU. My 3080 gets me maybe 40 frames per second, but dips much longer than that if it doesn't crash before then. I can run any other Unreal Engine 4 game with no problems. I know the developers really pushed this engine to a new level, but at the cost of making the game unplayable. I'm still waiting to play this game since the 28th of April, but I'm finally going to uninstall it because I have absolutely zero faith this game will ever run smoothly. I will at least say that this game is visually stunning, even if it runs like a slideshow. I wish I could play through the whole game myself, but I'm not about to spend $5K on a PC just for this game. Do not buy this. Just watch someone who has more money to spend than you do play a full playthrough without any stuttering or crashes. This is terrible. Fun while it works, but not optimized well yet 5 months later. Playing on the lowest graphics, still crashes regularly on Steam Deck. Gonna wait for more optimization and patches. Have an RTX 3070 and an i7 10700K. Settings on high with ray tracing turned off. Patch 7 right now. Have about 70 to 90 frames per second in smaller areas. Once I go to an open area, my frames drop to 50. This is just obviously a game that is very, very, very poorly optimized. For anybody, I think, that has been playing games for very long and knows what that means, that's where a lot of these negative reviews are coming from. You're going to get, I guarantee you, playing this game on even a decent rig, you're going to get a lot of stuttering, a lot of frame flux and drop. The bugs in this game on release were absolutely insane. It's terrible to see. I don't know about the other systems like the console versions and stuff, if they've gotten better or not. But this is what I'll probably show. Let's go look at Metacritic real quick. The critic reviews are probably going to be quite a bit higher than user reviews. That's what I'm going to guess right here. Yeah. So, so, so this is one of those things I'm always kind of worried about with like these critic review sites. When it comes to big companies like EA and stuff, is how many of these reviews are afraid to say anything bad. You know, this game, our news segments were littered with the amount of issues this game had on release. And this game it has an 85 on a meta score on Metacritic, but the user score is a 6.2, right? Let's look at the other platforms here. PC, please. Okay. It got a 78. It's not showing us everything else. Their site just got updated. It's a little bit wonky right now. So I don't know, man. This is a bad. This is what I'll tell. This last thing I'm going to say about this is, this is a situation where you don't trust. Look, if anybody has continued to trust EA this far into gaming history, you know, if you're still trusting EA in modern gaming, I don't know why, you know, but EA is definitely one of the scummiest, most disgusting developers / publishers out there. And anything that has their name on it should be, you know, very, very, very carefully thought about before being invested in my opinion. Respawn, I understand why people probably bought into Jedi Survivor in the first place. Fallen Order is a highly regarded game. It was a little rough on release. It had some issues. They sorted it out really quick, and it has become a beloved, one of the most beloved Star Wars games of all time. So ultimately, Star Wars Jedi Survivor kind of was a very unfortunate circumstance, because what it really did was, to me, it comes off as Respawn and EA baiting people into buying a game that is trash because the previous game was so good. I think the content's probably really, really good in Survivor, but how are you supposed to experience content if the game doesn't even play well? If you can't even play the game, how are you supposed to experience the content? You know, you can't. You need both. You need solid performance and you need solid content for a good game. That's all there is to it. And so moving forward, this is terrible to actually hear that they've greenlit the third installment before the second one's even been fixed. There's no way they should be moving on to working on the third one before the second one is pretty optimized across all platforms, performing very well across all platforms, and we know that's not the case right now. So I would just really prompt people to just don't pre-order the next one. Don't buy into the next one on release. If you're really interested in playing it, Wait till it releases and see what reviews are saying. They've shown you that they've shown all of us at this point that they're willing to release a broken product and lean on the name of Star Wars and basically scam people out of their money. Don't let it happen to you again, man. It's terrible. But what's being said here? Let me see this. Yeah, Davey. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah. Um, Bill Goldberg, Michaela, Bill Goldberg, dude. I haven't seen Bill Goldberg in a long time, dude. Oh, geez, he was a big boy too. You know, honestly, he kind of has the build and the look for some Kratos too, but I haven't seen him in a long time. You know, he's been out of the limelight for a while. Um, so yeah, Davey, people will still buy Star Wars the same way people still buy Madden. Yeah, I know. That's why. I mean, that's why it's so disgusting. Really, is because I mean, but I talk about it all the time. They, you know, these developers. I was talking about it yesterday also about how Star Wars is the same as like Lord of the Rings stuff too. You know, you get these big, massive franchises. You know, and they get licensed out to so many developers to make games on based on those franchises, and most of them are like mediocre at best. They're not even that good, most of them. You'll occasionally get a pretty solid game, but I mean, really, if you take a look at how many Star Wars games are out there, how many of them are bangers? Same thing for Lord of the Rings. You know, how many Lord of the Rings games have been made, and how many of them are actually bangers? You know, it's super saturated. You know, there's just so many, and not very many of them are actually very good. But they do it. These developers do it because they know that so many people love those universes, right? And so people will just buy it. But it's unfortunate, really, is what it is. It's unfortunate because it leads to this kind of situation that we find ourselves in now with Jedi Survivor, and then now the third installment too, right? You want a '90s NASCAR game, Michaela? You're gonna have to get a time machine. Yo, you know what's crazy? I was at a garage sale here recently, and this individual had a bunch of older consoles just out in these boxes. There was like a 360, PS2, PS1, a Wii, and they were just like thrown in these boxes, dude. And a lot of the games had cases, a lot of the games didn't. You know, and you could tell that they were just beat up and dingy and dirty and stuff. Every single one of the boxes were separate. They had all of the you know, like the Wii had a box, the PS2 had a box, PS1 had a box, the 360 had a box. All the stuff that went with them was in the appropriate box and everything. And they had $100 written on every box, and I was like, Jesus, you know. Um, if the price was right, you know, then I would have probably swooped up some of that content, some of that stuff, because I like that old vintage gaming stuff. But for stuff that hasn't been tested, you would have to clean up yourself, and you know, like I like doing that kind of stuff, but for that amount of money, it didn't really feel right, you know. But it was cool. It was cool seeing it. I have a lot of that stuff already, but I don't have a 360. I don't have a 360. I have all the other stuff, and but I would have still bought all of it again if the price would have been right. But not being able to, you know, not being able to tell like what kind of condition it was really in internally, having to take it home, break it down, clean it all up, and all that stuff. But yeah, they were proud of that stuff. You know, they probably what they had probably done. They probably went online and looked at prices that other sites were selling that kind of stuff for. But the difference is these other sites that sell all those old consoles, they take that stuff, they break it down, they clean it, they test it, that comes with certifications and like small warranties and stuff like that. And like a cell like that, you're not getting that, dude. You got to do all that stuff yourself, you know? So I don't know. I was a little bit turned off by the price, but it was cool to see anyways. Um, EA hasn't made a good game in years since they did NASCAR. Um, Well, that's going to be a respective take, right? I mean, we all have our own preferences of games and stuff like that. And I mean, here's the deal. This. I say this about EA a lot. EA is a mega stupid large corporation, and it's inevitable. Their umbrella is huge, right? Their reach is massive, and so they've got this a crazy amount of subsidiaries underneath them, like studios that they own or underneath them and everything. So most of their games are crap to just mediocre, or decent. But there is the occasional like diamond in the rough, if you will, where like just because EA has such a massive umbrella, they cover so much space and retail of having so many other developers underneath them that it's inevitable that occasionally they will have a banger come out. They will have a banger come out. Like, I mean, dude, to be fair, Michaela, I was just talking about Titanfall 2 the other day. That's a Respawn EA game. Titanfall 2 was 2016, and that's a highly rated game. That is actually the universe where Apex Legends comes from. And that's a 2016 game. They just got the multiplayer servers back up. A lot of people are playing that game again. Titanfall 2 was just on sale on Steam. It goes on sale on Steam every once in a while for like $3. And it's got a great campaign. Multiplayer is supposed to be really good in it, and that is an overwhelmingly positive all-time reviewed game on Steam. So some of it's going to just be about like, and funny enough, that's a Respawn game, right? So it's not like Respawn hasn't done good stuff in the past, but they've definitely shown us here recently that they're willing to just cheat people, So some of it's just about your own preference for games and everything, and whether or not you feel like something like that is good. But consensus reviews in the gaming industry as a whole, there's definitely been some since then, Titanfall wasn't ruined by hackers. I can't really remember, dude. Maybe. But we just hit an article the other day where the multiplayer is back up, and there's like 25. At that point, there's like 25,000 people playing on the servers. It's pretty cool, which is appropriate. People love Apex Legends, which is where that Apex Legends hails from the lore of Titanfall 2. It definitely wouldn't have been the first game to ever get destroyed by hackers, which is why so many. I mean, this is the article we're about to talk about. So many developers nowadays are so adamant and heavily invested in trying to take care of their community and their games because, dude, I don't understand. I hate hackers. I hate cheaters. I think it's disgusting. It's a bunch of soft ass gamers who can't stand to lose. You know what I mean? It's gross. It ruins games. It ruins communities, and I hate it. But it happens all the time. Bungie is one of those companies that is all about ruining people's lives if they try to mess with their game. That's one of the things that I will stand up for Bungie about. I think Bungie's a great company when it comes to that kind of thing. Now, as far as Destiny 2 goes, I think that they are disgusting about their monetization of that game, but they take care of it. They take care of their player base. They take care of that game. They wreck people for it, man. Pay to win is just hacking with basically. Pay to win is hacking with your wallet, dude. is what it is. And I'm not a fan of that either. I think that's disgusting. I hate pay to win also. Yeah. It's wallet hacking, dude. Basically, yeah, Jerry, I agree, dude. I want a game where I can wreck the AI, make them go airborne, flip over, but no game makers don't care with. Well, I mean, Michaela, they've made, haven't they made, like, is it Wreckfest? Have you seen that game? Is it Wreckfest? Michaela, have you seen this? I mean, that's basically what this game's all about, right? I know, Michaela, I know you're like all about the racing games and stuff, so. I'm fucking starving this morning, dude. Oh my god, don't wreck that car. Oh god. That car's sick. That Charger. Bring him to the Charger. So there are games out there where like it's made specifically for like the physics of like wrecking and stuff like that. This is a pretty well reviewed game too, man. I don't know, but I know that I think if I remember correctly, Michaela, like you're mainly a console player. I don't know what other platforms this is on, but that's the store page for Steam for it if you're interested. So what was the other thing I was gonna? Oh, Davey, look back on YouTube, watch the video from ESPN 2K5 football. Staggering how many in-game features they have in the game. EA has been putting out Madden for so long now, and no releases have any features close to what 2K5 had yet. Yeah, a game that released in 2004. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? Yeah, I know. That was like I quit playing like Madden in the early 20 teens, NHL early 20 teens. All those games, dude, from EA. I just saw the huge downward spiral of the quality of it all, and all they cared about was the ultimate team crap. And it was like, God, this is really gross. We've talked about that a lot. I don't know. Yeah, it's just not the same as it used to be, man. That's for sure. Destiny 2 bans cheater from playing all Bungie games, past, present, and future, dude. Get wrecked. A Destiny 2 cheater now owes Bungie $500,000 US, with the developer also banning them from playing any of their games ever again. They often say crime doesn't pay, and even something like small like cheating in a video game having severe consequences if you get caught. One Destiny 2 player learned this lesson the hard way, incurring the wrath of Bungie with a hefty lawsuit that's gotten them banned from any and all Bungie games, including ones yet to be released. The player known as Luca Leone faced Bungie's legal team for copyright after they'd used cheating software with an overlaid image owned by Bungie itself. Software gave Leone a significant advantage.
Emotional damage!
That's right, Jerry. That's significant emotional damage, dude. The software gave Leone a significant advantage in online matches, resulting in a ban on their account. Leone then created several new accounts, all of which faced similar bans, yet the message didn't quite get through, and now they're being charged for every account they made to continue cheating online. The lawsuit ended with them owing Bungie $300,000 for copyright, with an additional $200,000 for 100 acts of ban circumvention. That's $2,000 per new account made to escape the ban. Leone has also been forced to delete any and all social media related to Bungie and their activities in Bungie games, and they've also been permanently banned from all their developers' titles, past, present, and future. This also includes interaction with anyone who works for Bungie, as they allegedly harass staff members online. They're also to stay 1,000 feet away from offices, homes, or apartments where staff work/live. It's undoubtedly a harsh punishment, but obviously not one that's undeserved. Bungie has made it abundantly clear in the past that it has no mercy for cheaters and those who steal or manipulate its assets. They're not the only ones either, as earlier this year, Nintendo hit a Switch hacker with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, which they'd likely be paying off for the rest of their life. Moral of the story, don't mess with video game developers. Yeah, Bungie, dude, goes hard. Bungie goes hard. Not just the people using the hacks, but also the companies making the hacks and everything, too. They just won 2 lawsuits earlier this year against these people creating the hacks for Destiny 2 and won multi-million-dollar lawsuits against these companies. Big time lawsuits. I think one was worth like 20 mil, the other was worth like 15 mil, somewhere around those. It's big. Dude, they go hard. They've invested a lot in their legal team to just shut down anybody that messes with their software in a negative way. It's big time, dude. You do not want to mess with Bungie's games. Oh, Ferret. Oh, for real? Yeah, dude. He's getting wrecked, dog. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Happy Sunday. Oh, God. Marvel Spider-Man 2 confirms controversial new feature. Oh, my God. Wait, what? Marvel Spider-Man 2 will let you choose if you want fall damage or not. Is this like an accessibility option or something? It had something to do with the DDoS attacks Destiny 2 had been getting all week? Maybe. If he is smart enough, you know what I mean? Yeah. Could have been. There are a lot of look, I mean, let's be fair, okay? Destiny is not making friends on this front, right? So Destiny has a lot of enemies out there because of the way they go hard on the people that misuse their games. And so it could have been this guy. It could have been a lot of people. Could have been a lot of people out there. It could just be a coincidence that it happened right now when all this went down, right? Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot, because they've gone after and have taken down a lot of people and a lot of companies that have ultimately, to Bungie, been seen as harming their community and their software, and I applaud them for it. That's one of the reasons I like Bungie. I'm not a fan of what they've done with Destiny 2 monetization wise, but the fact that they stand up for their community and they stand up for their software and they go at these companies and they go hard and they go after these people and they go hard. I love that about Bungie, dude. That makes them a stand-up company, in my opinion. But it definitely makes them have enemies, Yeah. So who knows? Could be a coincidence. Could be that guy. Who knows, man? Maybe we'll find out. I mean, Bungie's going to be doing their best to find out, Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, they got a big target on them. But they, they knew that was going to be the case whenever they took this stance of being that kind of company. They knew that they were putting a target on their back, right? But it was more important to them to stand up for their community of legitimate players and being able to make sure that their games were lifted up and maintained the right way instead of being brought down and turned into a toxic place where people didn't want to be a part of it because of cheaters and things like that. It was more important for them, and I applaud that, dude. That's the way most developers need to be. That's the way all the developers need to be. If you're going to create an online live service game, it's going to have a community around it, you need to be willing to support that community and that game to the utmost of your ability. That means getting rid of that kind of crap. And Bungie's all about it, dude. I love it. I love it. They just need to be less heavy on the monetization. Marvel Spider-Man 2 confirms controversial new feature. You can choose if you want fall damage or not. Yikers, dude. That's a bit weird. So Spider-Man 2 will include a new feature that has divided fans. Spider-Man is one of the most well-respected characters in all of comics. He has a very established canon that fans know and love, a distinct personality, unique set of powers, and much more that fans hold very dear. If any adaptation strays in a direction that is too different, the fans will be sure to get very loud about it. One thing that has been a bit divisive among fans for years is how Spider-Man's powers should work in a video game. All of the games have different takes. Some force Spider-Man's webs to latch onto a physical object like a building, while others allow them to basically stick onto the air. Air webbing. One other thing that games haven't been consistent about is fall damage. If Spider-Man jumps off a tall building and hits the ground, should he die? Some fans think no, because he's really strong, and also it just wouldn't be very fun if he could be injured if he, for whatever reason, didn't spin a web. We've seen in movies like Spider-Man 2 where Peter Parker falls a tremendous height and survives. Should one of the greatest heroes ever really be able to end his reign by smacking into some pavement? It's totally subjective. And Spider-Man 2 will allow you to make that choice for yourself. Senior programming director Doug Sheehan for Marvel Spider-Man 2 confirmed to IGN the game will have the option to enable or disable fall damage, as well as tweak the swinging mechanics. Quote, something we're seeing more and more of is that players like to be able to customize their experience. For those players, we added the ability to enable fall damage. It is defaulted to off. Even let people tweak how swinging feels with our swing steering assist setting. We hope players who enjoy a deep dive into the details have fun experimenting. Yeah. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Ferret. So here's the thing. This is one of the first things I thought about is, in Spider-Man 2, you've got like a wingsuit too. So you can like swing and then you can like wingsuit, which kind of would allow you to like gradually like kind of go into the ground a little bit at a nicer angle, which I think as Spider-Man, you'd probably be able to just like kind of tuck and roll into the ground and not take damage, or just like hit the ground running and not take damage. But if you were to just like swing to the highest building and just drop and fall, dude, that's going to hurt. Right. So, I don't care. You know what I mean? Unless you're like Superman, even Wolverine's going to get hurt. I mean, he'll heal, but he's going to get hurt. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. That was kind of my thought too. Is it'd be nice if they had it incorporated in a way where it was a little bit more mechanic based, right? Like, is the wingsuit bringing you in at a nice angle to where you can kind of minimize the amount of fall damage you would take, or even negate it completely? Or are you just taking a flipping like, a 2 football field drop straight down onto the pavement? I mean, even a spider's gonna break a leg, dude. So I don't know, but this is modern gaming, and they're giving people options, and so that's kind of wild. I would probably put fall damage on myself. Yeah, I think there's ways that you could make it work for being a bit more technical about the way, because I think at that, if you just turn it off, people just don't give a crap. You know what I mean? It just makes it where you just. But some people don't. Some people want to play a game like that way. They don't care, and I'm not that person. I like to be a bit more diligent and technical in the way I play a game. I want to have that tougher experience. So I'm going to have the fall damage on. Other people are going to, obviously, not care as much. They just want the enjoyment of being able to go willy-nilly about stuff, not worry about the fall damage. So if they're having fun, man, more power to them. Xbox sell discounts two popular AAA games by 90%. What do we got here? XCOM 2 collection is $9.99. It comes with the War of the Chosen expansion, 4 DLC packs, including Resistance Warrior Pack, Anarchy's Children, Alien Hunters, and Shin's Last Gift. This is a really good price, yo, for all of this content, this is a really good price. Middle-earth Shadow of War is $5. Another good game. So, yeah. If you don't know these games, I'll link it. You take a look at the trailers. But if you're on Xbox, these are actually some solid buys right here. Shadow of War for $5. Yeah, total. That's a banger. And, dude, XCOM 2 collection for $10. I would highly recommend this one as well. Highly. Both of those are great. For sure. There you go, guys. PS5 deal gives new owners a free game. PlayStation has introduced a new program that gives PS5 owners a free PlayStation Studios game just for owning a console. The promotion, which was spotted this week without much fanfare from PlayStation, is meant to encourage people to upgrade their consoles from a PS4 to a PS5 if they haven't already, and is aptly called the Upgrader program. For those who are eligible for the deal, you'll be able to choose one of 12 different games that are included in the promotion to be downloaded for free after you've finished setting up your new PS5 console. We're talking probably God of War, The Last of Us, maybe, Spider-Man, Horizon stuff. What do you guys think? The catch, of course, is that this offer has a limited window of availability on it, and it's a window that won't do longtime PS5 owners any favors. Sorry, Davey. The deal in question ends on October 20th and is geared explicitly towards new PS5 owners. Upgrader program. There's a support page. It basically says you have to purchase and activate a new PS5 console by October 20th of 2023. I was afraid that that's what they were going to do, Davey. Yeah. Yeah. Except for me who stunk at XCOM, for real fair. Bro, I've still got original XCOM and Terror from the Deep from like Microprose, the original boxes and everything. Dude, I loved those games. So I need more games, right, dude? Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, Jerry, they're probably going to be actually PlayStation games, probably. Proprietary games. Yeah. See, so Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man Remastered, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Demon's Souls, The Last of Us Part 1, Sackboy A Big Adventure, Returnal, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, or Death Stranding Director's Cut. Yep. So, actually, a pretty solid collection of games there to choose from. They're trying to get people to buy in over the next month to PS5. And if you do, then you can get one of these games for free. Yeah, so while PlayStation could have run this program at any point in the past, the fact is it's going live now and it ends on October 20th. Seems like a pretty clear side promotion for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. The first two Spider-Man games were both released on PS4 as well as the PS5, so you didn't need to upgrade then. But with many likely on the fence about upgrading now that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is a PS5 exclusive, the upgrader program might end up being the push PlayStation is likely hoping it will be. Yep. So, a lot of really good games in here, and if you've been on the fence about diving into PS5, then don't, and just go get into PC gaming. I'm just kidding. Davey, I'm kidding. It might be a decent time if you've been on the fence about getting a PS5 to go ahead and do that. You can get a pretty nice game also along with it, so I'll link it for you. PlayStation makes yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, Jerry. I talk about this too. So that is That's traditionally been one of the things that is an upfront kind of hurdle for people in getting into PC gaming, right? But in the long run, a PC, in my opinion, will make up for what you pay for it up front. You're not having to pay to play online. You get all kinds of free content. You know what I mean? Peripherals, any peripheral that you have plays with PC. You don't have to, have specific peripherals or whatever. There's a lot of different ways in which PC is just a more consumer friendly product, as well as the fact that you can build a PC for future upgrades and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's not something that you're necessarily going to have to um, keep. So with a console, you buy, then you got to buy the next one that comes out. By the next PC, you can continue to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade if you build it correctly or buy one that's built for the future or whatever. But they do tend to be more expensive up front. You're right. You are right. Um, but again, with console, if you want to play online, you're having to pay monthly, right? PC, you don't. Yeah. So that's an extra charge you're incurring right there. You got to consider that in your budget. There are things like that that people don't, I think, take into consideration when you're looking at things like that. Um, so there are lots of ins and outs to it. We had this conversation earlier, kind of. It's all about what you are going to have the most fun playing on, but I've always done PC. I've always done console. I do find the console world to be a scummier side of gaming nowadays than it used to be. I have gotten to where I almost solely do PC gaming anymore because the console space feels very, very scummy to me anymore. And I know that there are reasons. I think the two biggest hurdles for people on the PC side of gaming is the initial price to get into it, as well as technical know-how. I think there's a lot about PC gaming that people are turned off about it because they don't want to have to deal with the technical side of things, where console is very streamlined and intuitive and you don't have to deal with that stuff. It's plug and play, right? PC isn't usually. But I'll say this, with the handhelds that are coming into the market, like the Steam Deck, the Lenovo Legion Go, the things like that, I think that you're going to see more people taking a dive into PC gaming because the price point's good. It plays a very good dual role like the Switch does as a mobile handheld gaming console that's pretty powerful, as well as being able to dock and play that dual role as a kind of traditional console, which you can connect wireless controllers to. You can play it off of your monitor or TV screen or whatever. So there are ways in which I feel like the PC realm of gaming is becoming a little more accessible for a lot of those individuals who have had a tough time with some of those obstacles that have prevented them from taking a dive into PC gaming in the past. I think that we're getting to a point where it's going to be a little bit easier of a transition for people to get into PC gaming because some of these kinds of things that are happening, the evolution of technology and everything. Um, PC parts manufacturer does. I didn't even get to watch that, dude. No, I've been so flipping busy, Doug. Yeah, PC parts manufacturer. Why is Steam okay with triple X games on its platform, bro? I don't know. I don't know, but there are a lot of them. Yeah, there are a lot of those. Unfollow Davey. Oh Jesus. Yeah. So that fair that is that are you just is it Can you give me like a summarization of what exactly that's like referring to? Because I didn't get to watch it, dude. Is it just like PC parts manufacturer doesn't even get a hold of itself? What exactly do you mean by that? So here's another thing for PlayStation players, though. PlayStation makes $60 AAA games. I mean, one of the other things that's hard to look past, though. I mean, like when you're talking about PC gaming as opposed to like console gaming too. I mean, I'll just give you one quick example. Like, dude, my entire Epic Games library, I have over 250 games of, dude, from really, really good to like banger AAA games in my Epic Games library. I've paid for 3 of these. You get free content on PC all the time, dude. All the time. You get free content on PC. You hardly ever get that kind of stuff unless it's an actual free to play game on console. That's another way in which the PC realm, it ends up paying for itself, you know? That's something else I think people have to like keep in mind when you're talking about this like specific situation. The main thing is people having fun doing what they're doing, right? But it is important for us to always take a look at the pros and cons of each side. I'm not saying PC doesn't have its cons and everything, because it does. And I've tried to point out some of those. I think the business side of the console realm of gaming, though, has gotten just to where they take advantage of consumers quite often. Talking about how prices of things like video cards being crazy high, but performance increases very little. That's what I figured you were talking about. Yeah. So I mean, we've talked about that a lot though, and that's why I've recommended people not go buy a 4000 series graphics card, because you really, for what you're paying out of the performance of it, you're not going to get any unless it's something specific towards like if you absolutely need it for your profession or whatever. It's not worth, right? That's why I always promote things like price versus performance. Like videocardbenchmark.net. They have a really good for CPU benchmarks, video card benchmarks for price versus performance. I always promote this kind of stuff, right? I mean, this is just part of smart shopping. Yeah. So I don't care if you're smart shopping for PC parts, or you're smart shopping for clothes, or you're I mean, whatever. That's life, dude. You know what I mean? You can spend $30 on a solid pair of shoes, or you can go and spend $2,000 on a pair of shoes that is, I mean, that's an asinine thing. I mean, that's the world we live in. Yeah. And so it's no different for technology. Technology is the same way. You need to be a smart shopper. You need to know what you're doing, and you need to buy in at the right price point, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure it's a great video, dude. I'll try to take a look at it. I had actually forgotten you sent it, and I've just been caught up in stuff, dude. You know, my days get kind of crazy after the stream and stuff. I've just got other stuff going on. So, um, but I do appreciate you sending it. I'll try to take a look at it. So, I mean, that's why I try to promote this stuff, and I try to promote free content, sell content all the time. I try to promote price versus performance. These sites are awesome, dude. You know what I mean? And Jerry, what is Thripple games mean? I'm lost. Help me understand. So, it's all about, knowing the best way to buy in, and get the best bang for your buck, and this is just the world we live in. Businesses are always going to take advantage of people if they can, and it's our responsibility as the consumer to make sure that we're not paying more than we need to or more than we should for, you know what I mean? That's like, I mean, I've said ever since the 4000 series cards came out, I was like, these are definitely not worth the amount that they're charging people for, you know, they're just not. And especially whenever we got noticed that they were going to quit making the chips for the 2000 series cards, I was heavily promoting everybody take a hard look if you needed a GPU upgrade to go see if you could find retailers that were trying to you know, get rid of their 2000 series GPUs at discounts, because the 2000 series GPUs are bangers, dude. They're really good. And a lot of retailers were probably trying to get rid of them at a sale price, you know. So the I think that's just one of those things people have to understand is like, if you were going to go buy a PC right now, I mean, you could pay about half as much and build a PC that is just a little bit under performance wise for some of the like hardware on hardware that is just like just moving out of being current gen, right? That's just getting replaced with new gen hardware or whatever. And it's really not being outperformed by all that much, you know? But you'll pay half to a little bit less than half than you will on a lot of the tech that you would buy that is brand new, right? And you're not getting much more performance out of it. That's what you know. I've got a buddy of mine that he got out of PC gaming basically because he got so consumed with needing the best all the time. Anything new that came out that was better than what his rig had, he felt like he needed to have it. And I was like, bro, you just can't be like that. You know what I mean? You like lose your mind. Technology evolves too fast. Um, yeah. Oh, what does AAA games mean? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. My bad, dude. My bad. Yeah, sorry. I totally read that and just didn't see what you're trying to get at. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, your AAA games. Thanks, Ferret. Yeah, so AAA games are going to be big budget companies, big developers, big publishers. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Um, there's probably a legitimate statistic behind like what exactly would be considered like a AAA game, and uh, usually, so I'll give you a weird situation as Larian. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like Rockstar with Rockstar's been AAA forever. Yeah, yeah. I'll give you a weird example though. So there's like Larian with Baldur's Gate 3, right? So Larian made Baldur's Gate 3, and Larian's a massive corporation. They've got like 450 developers under their belt to work on that game. So are they an indie developer? Most people would say no, right? Because usually when you think about an independent developer, what people would consider an indie developer is like a small startup, a small developer of like a handful or maybe less than 10 people or less than 20 people, something like that. A smaller kind of developer. That's usually what you think of when you think of indie developer. But they are an independent developer. They aren't owned by anybody. They're a huge company, but they are their own company. They're independent. They do their own thing. They pretty sure they publish their own stuff too. Yeah, high budget, high profile games that are typically produced and distributed by large, well known publishers. Rank as blockbusters due to their extreme value. So most people would consider something like Baldur's Gate 3 to be a AAA game. I would. But it is a weird situation because they are an independent. So it depends on the way you look at like the word and the term and stuff. But most big games, you know what I mean, are going to be considered a AAA game, right? Um, so double the AAA. That's kind of the term that's been used for a long time for it. I hope that helps. Thank you, Ferret. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So look, I'll link this. I use this site all the time, especially here in the news. trying to get people informed on like the best bang for your buck, and you know, if you're looking to get into the PC realm and everything. I think that's the thing people have to understand too, though, is like consoles are the same way, PC's the same way. It's the same technology, guys. You know what I mean? The difference between a console and a PC is that on a PC you can be built for future expansion. You know, whereas a console, you are locked in. You can't really mess with that other than maybe some changing out the storage, expanding the storage a little bit. Other than that, you're kind of locked out of it. It's a situation where they really kind of even out over time, if you will. But on the PC side of things, if you're going to be building your own, or if you're going to be buying your own or whatever, you do need to shop a little bit smart. It used to be much more lucrative, much more cost efficient to build your own PC. And it still can be, but you have to know how to shop for it. Yeah. Whereas there are so many big like pre-builders and PC manufacturers and everything now, they buy so many parts in bulk at a discount that they can sell these pre-built PCs at a discount and everything, that you really have to know how to shop around and get the best bang for your buck. But that is the big difference between like a console and a PC. Console, you're locked in. There's not much you can do to it, mess with it, whatever. But at the same time, you don't have to worry. You got the peace of mind of not really having to deal with any of the tech issues or anything. PC is different. PC gives you the flexibility of being able to change out hardware. If you want more RAM, you can put more RAM. If you get to a point where there's on the same chipset, the same socket or whatever, a CPU comes out that's better, and you want to upgrade, you can do that. But you've also got to have the technical know-how, and you've got to be willing to do some troubleshooting and stuff if things go awry. And I think that's where, again, like the mobile consoles and stuff that are coming out for the PC side of gaming are a nice segue for people that haven't really been willing to take that dive into the PC realm. I think that is the best, honestly, for me, the best thing about the console gaming sphere, the mobile consoles that are coming out for PC gaming. I think it's a great segue for people. I really do. Just download the RAM. Yeah, you can just like download all that RAM you need. No big deal. I don't know why everybody's complaining about not enough VRAM. You just download it, right? What is this talking about, dude? PlayStation makes a $60 AAA game only $3 for a limited time. What are we talking about here? That was pretty good. The worst. That was pretty good, dude. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? It's XCOM 2 stuff. Yeah, they got a bunch of other games on sale too, though. Look, guys, Sagebrush is 60 cents. Outcast second contract $1.50. Doom 64 is $1.64. Doom $2. Doom 2 $2. Flipping Death $2. Lara Croft Go $2. Mulaka $2. Styx Master of Shadows $2. Battlefield Hardline $3. Curious Expedition $3. Far Lone Sales $3. Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition $3. Injustice 2 $3. Mortal Shell $3. Lara Croft's Temple of Osiris $3. Hong Kong Massacre $3. Talos Principal Deluxe Edition $3. Strider and XCOM 2 both $3 as well. And the XCOM 2 Collector or Ultimate Edition or whatever is $9 like we just talked about. So lots of sales on PlayStation games right now and everything. Yeah. Yeah, the worst. Yeah, I'm going to be starting it in November, and I'll be playing it all November and December because I will be absolutely obsessed with it as well. So I'm giving myself, I had too many games coming out right now that I was planning on playing. So I was in the middle of playing and planning on playing. So that's why I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 on release. I'm actually kind of glad to. They've had a lot of patches come out. I know there was a lot of issues with like Act 3 for a lot of people with a lot of frame rate loss and stuttering, and Larian's been pushing out tons of updates to, get things even better than they even were on release. So I don't know. It'll be nice to just play the game a few months after full release and have all that updating and everything done too, though. Yeah, yeah, lots of bugs and everything. I think that just goes to show you how big that world was and how good it even was. That the game was rated so flippin' high that nobody expects a game to be perfect, right? But a game is that good when it's rated that high, even when it has some of those kinds of like bugs and stuff like that, things that still need to be worked on and everything, man. So I'm really excited. We've got just over a month left, man, and I'll be playing it. So we're going to be doing Scaretober starting in about a week. Scaretober in a week, and then it'll be Baldur's Gate 3, dude, for the end of the year. I'm giving us most of November and December to try to get through that game. If we go into the new year with it or whatever, that's fine. Yeah, I think that I think it'll probably be game of the year. There'll be a lot of people rooting for Tears of the Kingdom for game of the year. I think the big difference is going to be the fact that there are still games to come out right now, so I don't want to like just say that it's already kind of on lock or anything, but I think right now, really, it's between Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3. But I think the fact of the matter is that, and let me be very clear, I know Tears of the Kingdom has some different stuff in the game than what Breath of the Wild was, but the core of Tears of the Kingdom is Breath of the Wild. Meaning that the core experience of Tears of the Kingdom is stuff that people have already experienced before. The core of that game. I know there's new. I know there's new in that game. I understand that. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But you cannot deny the fact that Tears of the Kingdom is a lot of what we've already seen before from Nintendo with a previous Zelda game. Baldur's Gate 3, I think that's what is going to make it stand out. I think that's what's going to make it stand out above Tears of the Kingdom for Game of the Year. I really do. This is my perception. I haven't played either one yet. I played like 2 days of Tears of the Kingdom. But this is my perception of both games on no experience, really. Yeah, I know, Ferret, I know. But I think that is going to be the big deciding factor there for a lot of people, is the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 is just something entirely new. And I'll say this. As great as I know Tears of the Kingdom is, and it has a lot of new stuff in it that is great for that game, and it is absolutely an evolution over what Breath of the Wild was. I don't think that Tears of the Kingdom is as much of a game industry changing and defining game as something like Baldur's Gate 3 is. I just don't. And I'm not saying it's not a great game. People are going to take it the wrong way. I'm not. I think Tears of the Kingdom's great. I'm sure, you know what I mean? I've played a little bit of it. I'll end up playing the game all the way through. I know it's going to be a fantastic game. But it is not on the same scale of something like Baldur's Gate 3. It just isn't, dude. Yeah, I agree. I think that Baldur's Gate 3 is absolutely a game that is going to literally be remembered forever, ever. Oh, yo, thanks, dude. And be looked up to forever, ever as something for other games to reach towards for the standards it's set. I really do. It seems to be just one of those just very, 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 very rare experiences that comes across in gaming. Yeah. But did I link this? I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's already in there in chat. Phil Spencer vows there won't be Xbox Game Pass exclusive games. This is good. There doesn't need to be. The fact of the matter is, they're already Xbox exclusive games, but Xbox exclusive proprietary games are also PC, right? So they're not totally. And those games hit this service. So, I mean, you kind of have exclusive Game Pass games. It's just that they're first and foremost Xbox exclusives, right? Subscription exclusivity is common among TV shows and even movies. Could it happen with Xbox Game Pass in the future? Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer denied that possibility in an interview with the Japanese website GameWatch, mentioning that it goes against Microsoft's philosophy of providing the user with choice. No, that's not it. We want to offer choice. Xbox is not just about Xbox Game Pass. Real success for Xbox is to have more people playing Xbox, and not just on Xbox consoles, but on PC, in the cloud, and on another console. Spencer continued by reiterating that the objective is to expand the community that plays in the Xbox ecosystem, and they're not going to do anything that would hinder that. Spencer added that alongside the launch of Starfield, Xbox Game Pass has been doing very well, and he believes that Microsoft will keep launching even bigger games on the service. After Forza is coming, and after Bethesda's RPG, Forza is coming, and Spencer thinks Microsoft is achieving the vision of releasing major games on Game Pass with a regular cadence. He also mentioned that while it may be inevitable to further increase the price in the future, the prerequisite is to boost the value provided as well. Microsoft has increased the price recently. That decision was taken after careful consideration. Just a few days ago, Spencer revealed that the number of PC Game Pass subscribers has more than quadrupled in Asia, including Japan, over the last 3 years. Yeah, their PC Game Pass is just as lucrative, if not more at this point, for PC than console. During the same interview, Spencer explained why he's not pushing Hideo Kojima to reveal his new game, developed in partnership with Xbox Game Studios. Yeah, because you don't want to. You gotta let developers do their thing, dude. And Kojima is one of, if not the greatest modern mind in game development. And when Kojima is ready to reveal and give details about the project, he will. I say that all the time about developers, though. We live in a world now in video games where people are always data mining and trying to steal information about games and stuff. Yeah, we just need to let developers do their thing. There's no point in pushing developers into a corner and forcing their hand into giving us information they're not ready to give us. All that does is make things bad. On a lot of different fronts, actually. We should just give them their space, let them have their time, not make them feel rushed. And when they're ready to give us their information about their titles and their games and everything, they will, dude. They'll give it to us. People just need to be patient. Here's some of the last stuff. We're just going to take a look at a few games real quick. We've been doing this here recently for a few different games. We're going to look at these. Phantom Liberty is looking chef's kiss. That's great. Again, I came across an article yesterday that I could not have been happier to read. I will have the article up on YouTube shortly. It literally is CDPR confessing to exactly what I've been calling them out for over the past couple of years of trying to get away with even more inside their Cyberpunk release than they did in their Witcher 3 release. Literally came across an article that had them quoted as stating as much yesterday. And for me, that is a bright spot on everything that I have kind of been calling CDPR out for over the past couple of years. Most developers cannot hold a stick to CDPR on their content. Their content is amazing. Lore, narrative, the writing, the character development, everything. They do such a great job. But the performance of their games has lacked. And they honestly duped roughly 13 million people on the release of Cyberpunk. That does not sit well with me. That's something that actually is a huge turnoff for me. And after playing The Witcher 3 and seeing what they did with Cyberpunk, that's exactly what I called them out for. It seemed like they saw what they got away with on Witcher 3, and they tried to get away with even more of the same stuff on Cyberpunk, and it didn't work. And this quote came out of them copping up to or confessing to that exact thing. And that's the kind of transparency I want from studios. Just admit your mistakes, man. That's your name, Spencer? Yo, sick. Nice, dude. Well, you're in good company there. I like old Spence, dude. I think he's a great icon to have at the top of Xbox. Phil Spencer is. He's a good business mind, but I think he's a tried and true gamer at his core too. I think it's a great person to have at the top of Xbox. So I think that this is a step in the right direction for CDPR potentially getting back into my good graces. I think that it's a step in the right direction of them looking inward for what they do in the future and saying, let's not make these same mistakes. And I mean, we'll have to see what happens, right? They've shown us that after they release a game, they can fix it, but that sucks. I don't care about that. A game should never be broken on release anyways. They've shown us they can continue to create good content and release it as expansions for games after they fix those games. We've seen it in The Witcher 3. We've seen it in Cyberpunk now. That's awesome. That's not anything new for them. What we need to see from CDPR is that they can release a game in a non-broken state. Release a brand new game in a non-broken state. That's what we need to see. That's what I need to see. Till I see that, I won't feel comfortable with CDPR. But this kind of transparency, this kind of openness about them confessing to these mistakes they've made is a huge step in the right direction. I'll have that article up soon on the YouTube channel. You guys will be able to take a look at it. That was from yesterday's news segment. And Phantom Liberty looks like a banger right now. That's very nice, dude. It looks really, really good. People are enjoying it. It's being reviewed very, very well. And I'm glad that people are getting to enjoy a much better release with this DLC than they ever got with the release of the base game. It's good. Witchfire. Reviews still are not out on this, but I'm going to just say that the things I've looked into right now with the Witchfire stuff. Hold on. Let me see this. That's brutal. I'm playing with fire. It's like dipping Wagyu steak in ketchup. Yikers, dude. That's disgusting. I don't care what kind of steak you're eating. You don't dip it in ketchup, dude. God. I've seen a lot of good stuff out of it so far, but that Dark Souls meets Doom Eternal. I'm genuinely impressed by not only the graphics, but the gameplay is very smooth as well. Surprising that a team of 12 was able to make this. I heard it was a team of 9, but give or take, I guess. Still requires polish. However, I highly recommend. It's a roguelike game. Yeah, I knew that. I didn't know that until I started seeing reviews on it and everything, though. A lot of people seem to be enjoying this game. I'll bring it up on Epic. It's an Epic exclusive right now. I'll bring it up in a moment. Played Witchfire is like doing Wagyu steak and ketchup. Could be one to watch. Not entirely there yet. Hey, you. What's up, Cappy? What's going on, friendo? Happy Sunday. Witchfire feels good, very good. I just don't want to play it anymore. You play as a gun-wielding witch hunter who's working for the Pope. As setups go, it's not a bad one. Your mission, kill loads of demons and eventually the witch herself. Witchfire just launched in early access, so there's only that sliver of context and 2 missions to fight through, which amounts to about 10 hours of getting your ass handed to you repeatedly. I think it's fair to make a game about chasing witches relatively arcane in its mechanics, but there's a lot of trial and error before Witchfire clicks. When it does, you enter a flow state, dashing, jumping, shooting as you spin around and pull the trigger. I've heard that the gameplay feels very Doom, very modern Doom, which is good. That's not a bag on this game. That's good. Strafing and aiming as an as an enemy floats into the center of your screen. When you're doing well, it feels like a dance. Witchfire takes that flow state literally too. Do well and you'll get more stamina, allowing you to dodge more, jump more, and generally move around more quickly. When you top the flow meter out, you can follow up a dash by shooting the soul out of an enemy's body, but get hit yourself and you're snapped right out of it. It means you'll likely spend the first few hours of the game getting absolutely bodied, structured like a roguelite, so you can take your currency and extract from a level, or risk losing it all by pushing on. Each group of enemies defeated also grants you some kind of boon. Faster reloads, larger magazines, or a higher chance to find healing items, for example. Escape with the goods, you can spend your currency on more health, stamina, magic power, etc. But as you do that, the witch drops new enemies, traps, and more into the levels. Think of the witch as an AI director akin to Left 4 Dead. If you're scrambling for ammo where it smells blood, there's a good chance it'll spawn in a hunter force to take you out. Witchfire hates your guts. You're going to bash your head against the wall for hours before you find your feet. There's an excellent game here, but it really wants to turn you into dust. It wants to make you cry. I'm also all for that, but it takes far too long to show you its full potential. At the start, you'll have a simple revolver that's only effective if you're right up in an enemy's face. Later on, you can add shotguns, SMGs, sniper rifles, and more into the mix. Then there's the equipment, which can alter your abilities and imbue them with magical power. By around 10 hours in, I'm a god. Every enemy I hurt gets finished by a lightning bolt from the heavens, and when I dash away, I leave behind an energy orb that explodes by my pursuers. My SMG spits fire, and I can summon a crucifix that electrifies and pins my enemies. When it all comes together, Witchfire feels exceptional, but I fear that most people will bounce off of it before it clicks into place. I like a bit of friction in my games, but there's a fine line between friction and affliction. I don't want to farm ammo in a game where my main interaction with the world is to spit bullets. There's no backup when you're dry. I also don't want to go back to the first level to farm the plants required to make health potions. The second level is mostly stone. Being forced to face new enemies because I dared to get a 1% increase in my magical ability isn't the best either. Break it down and there's an incredible shooter underneath everything else. It feels good, looks good, every gun sounds like a whip crack, but it's wrapped in a design that undermines that solid core. Never feels good to write negatively about a game, especially when it's been in development for as long as this. And with a core team of only 12 people, hopefully things change as it closes in on 1.0. Maybe one day it'll join our list of the best FPS games. It does sound like it's a pretty solid experience. It just needs a little bit more content at this point because of the early access. It is currently on Epic. Random vote time, guys. Oh, nice. Seems good, Cappy.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't say that, actually. That's not my takeaway at all, to be fair. Again, it's an early access game. Capu, nice, Davey. Psych would like that. I think that my takeaway from everything I've read so far, that's a new review. I've read a couple other reviews so far too. It's early access. They've got a solid foundation for the gameplay in it. It looks good. It feels good. It just needs probably a little bit of tightening up and a little more content. Yeah. Yeah, probably something around that. Yeah. I think mission failed is something more like Jedi Survivor. We talked enough about that this morning, though. Yo, don't forget your free games, guys, on Epic, Out of Line, and the Force Quartet. Those are free through the 28th of September. And on the morning of the 28th of September, those will no longer be available, and those will transition out, and then we will be able to grab a Model Builder and Solstice, yeah? So Witchfire is available right now. Okay, so it is apparently early access. It is a $40 game on Epic. Okay, on Epic, Witchfire is here. If that sounded fun, I love roguelike games. I think they're amazing. They're one of my favorite genre. We're gonna play a little bit of one today. So they are one of my favorite genres of games to play. There are a lot of different ways to incorporate gameplay around them and everything. And the one we're playing today is more like a God of Weapons. It's got a bit of a inventory management and top-down kind of Vampire Survivors auto battler kind of thing to it. So it's fun. We're going to play some more of that. Rage so much playing this. I rage playing every game. So what else is new, Cappy? But I'd get through it. That's what matters. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Oh, I'm so disappointed in Starbreeze, dude. I loved Payday 2, and I was planning on playing Payday 3 on release. I feel like I got pretty lucky by having being caught up in the First Descendant beta play. I had beta access to the First Descendant. We were playing that. And it resulted in me not buying and playing Payday 3 on release. And I feel very fortunate for that. Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't think that it's a total miss, but I think it's a most miss for this game. I think that if you've never played a Payday, especially if you've never played Payday 2, you'll probably have an okay time in this game. I think that's where you'll probably get closer to like a 6 to a 7 out of 10 on this game. But if you played Payday 2 and you were hoping for an evolution from Payday 2 to Payday 3, most people are really, really disappointed. And that's where I would be. Everything I know about what this game is from Payday 2 to Payday 3, I'm not buying this game. It seems like a de-evolution. Seems like a regression for the most part. Outside of maybe a little bit better graphics, a little bit better audio, and a couple of different mechanics you got put into the game that might make some of the gameplay a little bit better. A lot of what they incorporated is seeming to be very bad. And I'm not really excited. So, oh no, Davey, that sucks. So I'll show you like on Steam as well what the ratings are right now for this game. So we have a couple of different ways to look at this. There are 20,000 reviews already for this game, and it's a 33% positive. It's really bad. Really bad. For a bit of a peek of what Payday 2 rated at, all reviews of all time, 89% positive of over 417,000 reviews. Even recent reviews over the past month, over 3,800 reviews, 92% positive. There were a lot of people that loved Payday 2, and I am one of those people. And a lot of people were excited about Payday 3. And that is the stark contrast you're getting from Overkill and Starbreeze making a worse next iteration. So we'll go back. I'll pull up some of these reviews real quick and just show you. I mean, this is terrible, dude. Love getting all the loot stealth on Overkill just to be rewarded with 0 experience because I did not play the way the challenges want me to. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff like this. The real heist was on our wallets. Yeah. I can excuse nearly everything except the complete challenges to progress. I hate stealth in Payday 2, and while a bit more tolerable in Payday 3, I would rather get every single disease known to man and die a horrible, slow, painful death than suffer dancing around guards and do Call of Duty Zombies Easter egg tier objectives. Yeah, they've changed so much about what made Payday 2 great and turned it into something just really, really gross, it appears. I'll say this, I absolutely love Payday 2, and I liked the changes I saw coming from the trailer in Payday 3. That's all I have good to say since I haven't played the game yet with all the errors. Yeah, it's like they got rid of all like the character building, to where now all you have is like there are no more abilities or anything to build on the characters, just like some perks you can throw on. And there's also like you don't get any experience anymore just for like for the weapons. You don't get random drops for weapons anymore. You don't get to get experience for weapons just by killing enemies or anything in a heist or whatever. You have to get certain objectives done the way that they want you to do them. Doesn't matter, you know what I mean? If you kill 4,000 enemies in a mission, or you know what I mean. So they're basically trying to make people play the game the way they want you to play it. One of the things that was always great about Payday 2 was that you had options of ways to do heists, and no matter the ways that you did heists, you always were going to come out, as long as you completed it, you would come out with new drops, experience, cash, all that kinds of stuff. And it was very open to your gameplay style of how you wanted to do any specific heist. Certain heists were absolutely easier to go in stealth and get as much done stealthily as possible, but everybody was kind of able to get things done the way they wanted to as a group and everything, you know? And they've totally removed that from this game, apparently. There's just a lot of really bad stuff going on. And it's, in my opinion, not worth the money. If you want to try it, it is on Game Pass. Maybe go try it on Game Pass. But I'm just going to be severely disappointed in the game. I already know it. So I'm not going to take the time to even play it. If they end up changing a bunch of stuff of it, up with it in the future, I might go give it a shot and see what I think. But I feel like they really missed the mark, it seems like. And that's a really sad thing. It seems more like one of those occasions of, you know, if you've ever heard the saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. It feels like they went totally against that concept. Feels like they tried to fix a bunch of stuff that didn't need to be fixed. They tried to change a bunch of stuff that didn't need to be changed. I don't know why. A lot of the things that people loved about Payday 2 got removed and changed for no reason, which doesn't make sense. You go back and like pull up Payday 2, look at the reviews, and look at what everybody always talks about, what they love, and they changed a bunch of that stuff. Why? Why would you do that? You know? And then they're going to be surprised that the game's just getting obliterated. I don't understand what goes through developers, you know, think tank process, and, you know, these conferences where they talk about what they need to do in a game, and especially when you're talking about going from one iteration to the next iteration of the game. And they do things like this where people loved the previous entry, and then do they just not listen to feedback at all? I just don't understand. It's so weird to me. So when it comes to Borderlands games with many classes, OCD keeps saying I want to play each character. Oh, for real, Davey? Oh, that's wild, dude. Yeah, I usually just go with whatever seems fun, man, and I'm good with it. So I feel for you, bro. That's got to be rough. Great news segment, guys. I appreciate it very much. Hope everybody's having a great weekend, dude. Sorry we didn't do any gaming content yesterday, but we'll get a little bit of a day in of doing some gaming here. Play some God of Weapons. See if we get into anything else. I hope your weekend's going well. We'll go play some games now and have some fun. If anybody's got to check out the news segment and you're enjoying what you're being exposed to here, then come hang out with us, man. We go live at roughly 6 a.m. CST. Every single day but Wednesdays, we kick it off with video gaming news every single day when the stream goes live. Try to stay current and updated with what's going on in the industry and world of video games before we dive in and play whatever games we're going to play for the rest of the day immediately following the video gaming news segments ending, you know. If anybody is enjoying the content, all the video gaming news segments, all the gameplay playthroughs, all the funny clips and highlights, all that stuff's out there on the YouTube channel and Twitch channel. So go check it out, man. Come hang out with us when we are live, though. We're always looking for more cool peeps to come be a part of what we do and join in on our community antics that we're always up to, man. So other than that, dude, I hope everybody's had a banger of a weekend so far. I hope your Sunday is continuing that way. We're going to go play some games now. But I guess other than that, until tomorrow's edition of Video Gaming News, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we will check you tomorrow for September 25th's edition. All right.